So a short, quick 5-minute video on this little toolbox we got here, because when I wanted to buy one, well, I have bought one, I couldn't find any sort of video review on the quality of this box. So this is a typical 72-inch toolbox that you probably see on eBay and on your Facebook marketplace listings. I'm just going to show you what I think of this particular toolbox. Now, we've bought this for a different job, which will be in a different video. So before we start heavily modifying this toolbox to do what I need it to do, let's just show you around it. So it's a bit of an overview. Obviously, we've not fully put it together because we're going to be modifying this toolbox, but you've got sort of like 4 really flimsy steel U-channels on the back, with some not quite 10mm, but also not quite 11mm nuts, but they are an M6 thread, so I'd recommend replacing them. You've got your typical pegboard with some pass-throughs for your wires. You've got 3 overhead cubbies, which they're actually on quite nice little gas struts. You wouldn't usually get that. That's quite a nice feature. Obviously, inside each cubby you've got a little shelf which can be moved up or down. And then there is a, of course these are lockable individually. You've got a nice little telltale. I'm not sure if it'll come up on camera, but you see it's green. And then when you lock it, it's red. That's a nice little touch. What I will say, which will come in apparent in the next video, is that underneath this particular lower tray here, it's actually a huge void. You could hide a lot of wiring in there, so a bit of food for thought. And then you've got your typical butcher's block wooden top, which is probably just some cheap wood that's been printed with this pattern on top, more likely. And then just like the top, the bottom is also lockable. You've got your nice telltale there with your green and your red when you lock it, and then just one key to lock all the bottom drawers. Now, I've bought the particular box that comes with the tool set, so we've got they come in nice little plastic formed trays. Obviously, we've actually not got all the tools out yet. But yeah, just typical cheap tools really. So we've got some screwdrivers, some punch and chisels, selection of different types of spanner, swan necks, open end ones, which probably come in handy at some point. Bit of waste of space with this particular one, just 3 spanners to the one box. Wire cutters, pliers, pipe pliers, vice grips, adjustables, circuit pliers, selection of sockets and ratchets, obviously 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1/4 inch. Then you've got some like pipe wrench type sockets, small selection of Allen keys there, and then this is your Torx selection. A dead blow hammer and a normal hammer, selection of files. And I think that's it really. One last bit over here which is quite weird really. A vernier caliper, feeler gauges, a ruler and a tape measure. And then all the other drawers come empty, so the only drawers that you get with tools are basically the top 2 drawers and then this 3rd drawer over here, obviously depending how you lay it all out. And that means the remaining 8 drawers are completely empty to do what you want to do with. So yeah, that one's empty. We've already started putting stuff into this toolbox, but you know, just to sort of give you an idea of what room you've got to play with. You've got some nice deep drawers on the bottom 2, and sort of give you an idea. Now you can get some axle stands in there, and we can get all our drills and impacts in there. Again, nice and deep. All the fluids in there. Again, that's all spare car parts, so to give you an idea how big this is, that's 2 complete wishbones for our little micro. Pads and spare bushes and oil filters. And again, this bottom drawer, to give you an idea, that's 2 blue rolls to to give you an idea of how deep they are. We've got a nice big stainless steel drip pan there, and again, yeah, would have been at drawer. So again, 2 axle stands. So altogether, this cost 1,500 quid. Not quite sure it's worth 1,500 quid. I wanted a black one, and this is the only one I could get that was in black. Now, Ash has got a stainless steel one, which seems to be slightly better quality, but only ever slightly. Same price, but again, I really wanted a black one. The tools are cheap tools. I think in hindsight now we've bought the box, I think I'd have rather saved 500 quid, because it was £1,000 for the toolbox and it was 1,500 quid with tools. And I think in hindsight it would have been better to just buy the box and then go spend the 500 quid on our own cheap tools, because I think we could have got a much better selection for our money than what got supplied. Obviously the only advantage of buying the tool set with the toolbox is that they do come in these nice little blow moulded cases, which are a perfect fit to the drawers. And then on each side you've got one of these grab handles, so obviously you can pull the box about. Again, it's as you can hear, it's only bolted to some very, very thin tin with some riv nuts. Again, probably not the end of the world. And then at the bottom we've got 2 fixed wheels and 2 cast wheels this side. They seem pretty heavy duty, I suppose, and obviously only time will tell how long they're going to last, because with what we're doing with this toolbox, this is going to get moved around a lot. So overall, would I recommend that you get one of these? If you can pick them up cheap, absolutely. I don't think it's quite worth 1,500 quid. You can get some much better toolboxes out there for a grand, basically. Tools, I don't think are worth it. I think in hindsight, we would have rather have not bought the tool set and then gone and spent the 500 quid on tools ourselves. So I think we could have got a much better selection of tools for the same money. So hopefully you've found this video because you're also looking at one of these boxes, and I hope it's been informative for you. Any questions about this particular toolbox, drop a comment down below and I'll answer it to the best of my ability. Thanks for watching.